Okay, welcome back. We realized that there are more things to look at in the output view of the VALESOR tool. So I will show you some more things you can do with the output selected or shown here. The output is the same as we have used in the other videos, so you might recognize yourself here. But remember that each time you move from input data to output, you have to click complete in order to get the calculations done. Otherwise, you will stop here at this bottom table of the health effects. So we click complete, and you can see the green circle going around there until the calculations are done. Now we have results for the alternative scenario 2030, and then for the baseline scenario from 15 and onwards. We can still see the scenario results per year and per health outcome. And here we see the effect per impact type, still economic values per year, and damage per cost type. Okay. Now, there are things we can do to fine-tune our results. We can start by, remember to fix the filter, and instead of looking at, for example, all-cause mortality, we can choose cause-specific, but we can also change the output from aggregated countries. What you saw in the figures below was for both countries together, so we want to look at countries separately, but then we can only look at the results for one scenario year combination. So let's look at the baseline 2030 results, and we can see them here. We have the total column for the total, well, the sum of all the countries. You can see with cause specific that the pollutant is split. So you can see the mortality relations to IHD, mortality related to cerebrovascular, or respiratory mortality grouped as COPD and acute lower respiratory infection. Okay, and you see the values for Belgium and Spain. The figures are grouped as one, though. So here you have the damage per health outcome, then come damage per country. You can see now that Belgium and Spain are separate, or you can see damage per impact type as before, damage per cost type as before. Now there are also some other features. You might want to download these figures, and if you do, remember to look at this, the three bars here. Click on the menu and you can choose to download as a SVG file, PNG file, or if you want to make your own table as a CSV file. We will download a PNG file and then we will have a look at it. And you can see here that it comes out exactly as on the view. Now that's the download of figures. We can also fine-tune the figures a bit if we really are interested in a particular type of health effect. We can screen out the other effects. So you do this in each figure by removing those effects that you are not interested in. So we will say that we will keep circular mortality, respiratory mortality, and lung cancer mortality. We will remove morbidity for lung cancer just by clicking on it. Remove asthma in children by clicking on it. COPD, incidence of IHD, incidence of stroke, and cardiovascular hospital admissions. So now we have only circular mortality, respiratory mortality, and lung cancer mortality available in this figure. And download as a PNG again. And from that, we can see that the download has adapted accordingly. These are some of the ways you can fine-tune how you look at the results. And of course, as I mentioned in the last video, you have the choices to choose health impacts, or environmental burden or disease or health impact assessment approaches. You can look at health outcomes or QALY. You can value the exposure response functions to their low or central or high range. You can look at countries aggregated or separately, but the choice you make here will make it so that you have to either look at, with countries aggregated, you can see all scenarios, but with country separately, you can only see one scenario. With that, we have gone through the remaining part of the output 4 part of the analysis, and I thank you for your attention.